Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello students, welcome to Swayam Prabha. The course title is Principles of Marketing. The lecture title is Promotion Decisions. This is Module 11, Lecture 1. I am Dr. Shoma Sengupta, Associate Professor Commerce, Kamla Nehru College, University of Delhi. In this module, we will discuss the following topics: communication process, importance of promotion, promotion mix, factors influencing promotion mix, integrated marketing communication approach, and communication value, which includes decision about promotion mix tools, including advertising, personal selling, sales promotion, public relations, publicity, and direct marketing. In this first lecture, we will discuss the first 5 topics: communication process, importance of promotion, promotion mix, factors influencing promotion mix, and integrated marketing communication. Communication process. The word communication comes from the Latin word communis, which means commonness. So when two persons are talking with each other, they want to come to a common ground, common understanding, common knowledge, so that both comes to a common platform. So communication involves commonness. Marketing communication aims at conveying the firm's message to the potential customers and persuade them in a desired manner. So here the idea of the marketer is to inform the customers about the products, its features, availability, and all details, and also to stimulate him or persuade him to buy the product. So the purpose of communication is to influence, it may be individuals, groups, or organization. If we look into the communication process, then we can see this model where there is a sender and a receiver, and there is a message. So the message is encoded by the sender, and then it goes through a media, and then it is decoded by the receiver. And then the communication process gets completed when the sender gets a response and feedback. In the middle of all this, you can see noise. So these are the factors which distorts the communication. Now we will discuss each element of communication process in detail in the next slide. Elements of communication process. So the first element is sender, and sender is the source of communication. When we talk in terms of marketing, the marketer or the firm is the source of communication. Marketer conveys the message, informs and persuades the potential buyers. Second element is encoding. The information or message which the marketer wants to convey or the sender wants to convey is converted into words, symbols, pictures, etc. So that is encoding. So if you are seeing a symbol, a brand name, a brand mark, trademark, or in an advertising, there is a jingle, there is a photograph, there is a film going on. So that is encoding the message. Then comes the message. Message is the content of communication. That is information that the sender aims to convey. So what is the main message behind that encoded message? That is most important. What the communicator actually wants to communicate. It may be verbal, non-verbal, oral, written, symbolic. The sender uses words, symbols, body language which receiver has to interpret. Then the fourth element is medium. Now the communication will take place through some medium. One is the oral one, that face-to-face communication takes place. Otherwise, you use some channel. So the channel used to convey the encoded message to the receiver is the medium. It may be face-to-face or non-personal. Non-personal is a wide category. It is print media where you have newspapers, magazines, journals. Then there is audio-visual media with television and radio, and nowadays the computers. So many different methods or mediums are there. The communicator or the sender has to select the medium which is best suited for his message, for the transmission of his message. The fifth element is decoding. Now, the receiver has to decode the message which is sent by the sender in an encoded manner. Now, both should be at the same understanding level. Then only the receiver can decode the message. So, it is the process of transforming the sender's message back into information and interpretation by the receiver. Next element is receiver. The sent message reaches either one receiver or two receiver or a group of receiver who then decodes the message. Then we said that there is a noise in between. So these are unplanned distortions, disruptions or interferences that hinder the communication process. So if you are listening to a television, radio program, or watching a television commercial, and in between of that there is a sound, or there is someone is talking, or the electricity goes off. So all these are elements of noise. Then comes the final one, that is feedback. Feedback or response. Without response and feedback from the receiver, the communication process will not get completed. So receiver's reaction or response to the message helps the sender to know whether the message was interpreted accurately by the receiver. So when you talk about advertising messages, if the feedback is in the form of, say, if the sale is picking up, people are ordering for the product, we can say that there is a feedback. Or if you do a survey kind of thing and they say positive things about, or they give their reaction, that is also feedback. Concept of promotion. We have discussed the marketing mix, and we have seen that promotion is one of the most important element of marketing mix, along with product, price, and physical distribution. Now, once the product has been manufactured and it has been priced also, now you want to sell the product in the market. So you have to inform the customer that the product is available with such features and persuade them, stimulate them to buy the product. If it is an existing product and customer has already bought a product, you have to remind him again and again and say good things about the product continuously so that they come back, they become a loyal customer. Then if competing products are there, you have to tell the audience, target audience, how your product is better than the competitor's product. So all these functions are performed by promotion, that is to inform, persuade, or stimulate people to buy the product, to remind them, to compare it with competing products. So these are also the functions of promotion. So if we want to define promotion as such, we can say that promotion is a process of communication with the potential buyers involving information, persuasion, and influence. Now, it is defined as the coordinated, self-initiated efforts to establish channel of information and persuasion to facilitate or foster the sale of goods or services or the acceptance of the ideas. According to American Marketing Association, promotion means media and non-media marketing pressures applied for a predetermined limited period of time in order to stimulate trial, increase consumer demand, or improve product quality. And another definition given by William J. Stanton, and he states that promotion includes advertising, personal selling, sales promotion, and other selling tools. Purpose of promotion. So we have said that promotion helps in informing the customers about the product, persuading them, stimulating them to buy the product, then comparing your product with the competing products, and also reminding the customer about the availability of the product. Now, many more functions are performed by promotion. So specifically, we can say the purpose of promotion is to communicate marketing information to consumers, users, and even to resellers, and provide them information about the availability, features, and uses of the product. Persuade and convince the buyer and influencer to take the desired action, stimulating consumer demand by creating awareness and interest among customers. Meet the competition and try to beat the competitors. Promotion is a form of non-price competition. It can capture demand from rivals and maintain demand against stiff competition. It differentiates the product from competitive products by creating brand loyalty and also product differentiation. It stabilizes sales by maintaining a steady demand. Advantages or importance of promotion: attracts more customers to the product. When you promote the product, then naturally people will get aware about the product and compare the product with competing products, and if they find it worthwhile, they will buy the product. So the incentives are also given along with promotion, that also motivates people to buy the product, like price of premium offered by the manufacturer attracts people to the product. Encourages the middlemen to buy and store more. So we see that as a result of the incentives offered, more people may go to shops where the product will be available. If sufficient quantity is not stocked, then the customers may shift to other brands. So it will ensure that the stores keep all the stock of the product. Sometimes manufacturers encourage middlemen through additional commissions and allowances, as we see that it is done in trade promotion or trade sales promotion. Encourages the sales force by offering incentives to the salesmen. This will influence salesmen to participate in the campaign wholeheartedly. It boosts sales in the short run as well as in the long run, and reinforces the brand image with the customer. Features of promotion. The first thing is that promotion is a very wide term, and it includes all types of communication with potential buyers and middlemen, whether advertising, personal selling, sales promotion, or publicity, and even direct marketing. It involves both personal and impersonal communication. So if you are doing it through some media, then it is of course impersonal one, but in case of personal selling or door-to-door campaigning, that distribution of samples and all, then it becomes personal. It seeks to inform, educate, and persuade potential customers about the products. It helps sellers in informing customers, persuading them to buy the product, beating the competitor, gain profits and market share, prolong the life cycle of the product. Promotion performs the reminding act. It helps in reminding the consumer about the product, triggers the memory whenever they wish to buy the product, and go for they repeat purchase. Human skill is involved in promotion. It applies human skill as it is concerned with the state of the mind of the communicator and with the state of the mind of the receiver or the person intended to receive the communication. The outcome includes attitude change among the target audience. It is also a persuading act. Promotion induces desired favorable behavior from the consumer. And then switches also from one role to another. Like sometimes they inform the consumer about the product category, sometimes they persuade them to buy the product. So in nutshell, advertising, sales promotion, personal selling, all of them, they persuade the customer to act on and buy the product. Then it is also performing the differentiating act. So many products are available in the market which are more or less similar. Now you differentiate your product from the competitors' offering through different modes of promotion. Then interpersonal element is also involved in promotion, like communicator and target audience relate to and cooperate with each other in understanding the message, passing on the message. Information transaction also takes place. It involves sending and receiving knowledge, ideas, facts, figures, goals, emotions and values, and it is a continuous activity, a constant activity, which is universal in nature. Whenever you have to sell something, then naturally you have to go for promotion also. Other features are like it performs the informing act, informs consumer about the product and how it will cater to their needs. It is consumer oriented. You are finding the needs first, and through promotion you are letting people know that the products are offered as per their needs and wants. Promotion lets the customer knows that by purchasing these goods or services they can fulfill their needs, and they will be happy about purchasing the product. Then it is a marketing tool. We have and it's a sales revenue earner also. So it helps in informing people about the product and its features and in persuading them to buy it. Also, this is one element of marketing mix which helps in generating sales revenue and profits, as when you will promote, more and more people will buy the product. So it is more of action oriented also. It is an intelligent process. It is an intellectual process also, because mental faculties are involved while designing a promotion campaign, deciding on which media to take, who will be your target audience, your objectives of promotion, the vehicle you will use for promotion, as well as your budget. So this is an intellectual activity. Then it is an investment. So promotion expenditure should be seen as a as an investment, not only as a short-term effort. It is an investment in the customers, creating positive attitude towards an organization or products or service. So the benefits of promotion you will reap in after, say, a prolonged period of time. Certain promotion tools will bring short-term gains like sales promotion, but advertising and personal selling will build long-term loyalty and preferences among the customers. Then it calls for economics also, involves huge amount of expenditure, so you have to do a kind of cost benefit analysis. It has to think about how much return you will get out of promotion, because it is most of the time you will see that in case of promotion it is not immediate return except for in sales promotion. So promotional expenditure should be raised to the point where the marginal return matches marginal cost on promotional expenses. Promotion mix. So we know that certain elements of promotion mix, and that is advertising, salesmanship or personal selling, sales promotion, publicity. These are elements of promotion mix. So now the marketer has to decide what combination of these elements or these tools the marketer will use for their product, for the promotion of their product. So promotion mix refers to an optimum combination of different promotional tools and techniques with a view to maximizing sales and profits. The need for promotion mix arises because all promotional tools and techniques are not equally effective and appealing. Promotion mix imparts a variety to the promotional efforts of the marketing manager, and as I said that it can be any combination of these 4-5 elements: advertising, salesmanship, sales promotion, publicity, and even direct marketing. Factors influencing promotion mix. We discussed that different tools of promotions are available, like advertising, personal selling, sales promotion, publicity, public relation, direct marketing. Now each one of these tools have some benefits and some demerits also. There are other factors like the type of the product or the financial strength of the company that will have an impact on what kind of promotion mix you are deciding on. So we will discuss these factors which influence promotion mix in detail one by one. So first is type of product. Different type of products need different promotional tools. As you know that different types of products, maybe they're branded, non-branded, convenience goods, luxury products, new products, etc. Each type require different promotional tool. Suppose it is a branded product, you can go for mass communication like advertising, whereby people are already aware about the brand and they can go for it. So for different products, different promotional tools or combination will be used. Then comes the next one, and that is the level of competition. Now, the level of promotional efforts and selection of promotional tools depends on the level of competition in the market. If you have to promote aggressively, then you will think about a combination of all the elements or all the tools of promotion. That is, you will combine advertising and personal selling as well as sales promotion, because you have to aggressively enter in the market or beat the competitor. But if the competition is not that marginal, then you can go for only one tool or maybe a mass media tools like advertising. Also, the use of the product has an impact on the promotion mix, like whether it is a consumer good or industrial good, they are marketed differently. Like advertising and sales promotion techniques are widely used for consumer goods, while personal selling is used for industrial goods. Then there is another factor, that is complexity of the product. If the product is of technical nature and needs demonstration, it is complex, then personal selling is used. But if it is simple, easy to handle, user friendly, then advertising will be used. Next factor is the funds available for market promotion. Now, this is very important. The financial strength of the company will also decide the type of combination of all these promotion tools you are going to utilize. If it is a financially poor company, then personal selling and sales promotion will be preferred. Then if it is financially a strong company which can bear advertising and mass media expenditure. Then purchase quantity and frequency of the customers is also important. If it is frequently purchased product, then advertising is used. If it is infrequently purchased products, then personal selling and sales promotion is better. Then comes the size of the market. If it is a limited market, a kind of a niche market, then you can go for personal selling. If it is a wider market and if it is spread geographically also and large number of buyers are involved, then advertising or mass media will be better. Then comes the type of consumer. The consumer characteristics also determine the promotion mix, his personality, what type of reading habits he has, or what type of magazines he read, or whether he reads at all or not, whether he is literate or not. So demographic characteristics also comes into picture, his age, the customers age, customers potential customers gender, male, female, then income group, the occupational group, the likings, dislikings, socio-economic factors, all these make up the target audience and have a definite impact on the promotion mix. So the marketer has to study these characteristics in detail before coming out with the promotion mix. Next is the stage of product life cycle. Each stage needs a separate marketing strategy and promotional tools. For example, in the initial stages, or introduction stage, advertising, personal selling and sales promotion, all a combination of all the three is required, because you want the customers to know about the product and you have to persuade them, break their loyalty with some competitor and at least try the product. So for that purposes, more of promotion is used and combination of all the tools are used. In the declining stage, again, sales promotion comes handy, because whatever stock is there, you want that the stock should go away and there should be some sale. So you go for sales promotion tools. Then promotional objective That is also very important. Different objectives can be achieved by using different tools of promotion mix. Like to inform, you want to inform to the large number of buyers, then you go for advertising. If you want to convince limited consumers, then go for personal selling. Then there are miscellaneous factors like product price, positioning, differentiation desired by the marketer, the type of marketing channel they are using, then the strategies used like the market penetration strategy. So for all these factors, keeping in mind these factors, they have an impact on the decision about the promotion mix. Integrated marketing communication. We have discussed the different promotional tools and we have discussed about promotion mix also. Now we want that the customer should get all the relevant information in a timely manner, and also it will generate value for them. For that purpose, this concept has come, which is known as integrated marketing communication. According to American Marketing Association, integrated marketing communication is a planning process designed to assure that all brand contacts received by a customer or prospect for a product, service, or organization are relevant to that person or consistent over time. Another definition given by American Association of Advertising Agency, and that states that integrated marketing communication is a concept of marketing communication planning and that recognize the added value of a comprehensive plan that evaluates the strategic role of a variety of communication disciplines, for example, general advertising, direct response, sales promotion, public relations, and combines these disciplines to provide clarity, consistency, and maximum communication impact through seamless integration of discrete messages. So it's a broad definition and different steps are involved in marketing communication. The idea is to provide all relevant information to the customers on time and add value to their knowledge. So that is about integrated marketing communication. Integrated marketing communication also means carefully integrating and coordinating different communication channels to deliver a clear, consistent, and compelling message about the organization and its products. There are different advantages of integrated marketing communication. One is it builds strong brand loyalty in the marketplace, reinforces messages and images, builds closer relationship with customers, integrates various communication channels, and reduces conflicting messages. Steps of integrated marketing communication as given by Matthew P. Gondring. Now, it says that the first step is to analyze the trends, internal and external, find out the strengths and weaknesses of your product, different promotion tools, and find out whether it is suitable for you or not, what is trending, what the competitors are doing. That also you have to see. Then audit communication spending. At each stage, you have to find out what activities have to be done, break it up, find out the cost of doing different activities, and accordingly decide the budget. Then identify the contact points for the company and its brands, and you have to integrate different contact points with the main plan. Then team up in communication planning. Then create compatible communication, including all the functions. Create performance measures that are shared by all communication elements, and according to you will compare your actual performance with these performance measures to find out where you are lagging behind. Appoint a director responsible for the communication effort. So these are the steps of integrated marketing communication. To summarize this lecture, we can say that marketing communication aims at conveying a firm's message to the potential customers and persuade them in a desired manner. Elements of communication process are sender, encoding, message, medium, decoding, receiver, noise, and feedback. Promotion is a process of communication with the potential buyers involving information, persuasion, and influence. Promotion mix refers to an optimum combination of different promotional tools and techniques with a view to maximize sales and profits. Integrated marketing communication means carefully integrating and coordinating different communication channels to deliver a clear, consistent, and compelling message about the organization and its product. Thank you very much, students. So this was Promotion Editions, Module 11, Lecture 1.